Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Bouncing Back with Brighton. In today's episode, we're actually going to play Watford and Aston Villa, both Premier League games right at the end of the year, just before the January transfer window, which will set us up nicely for the next episode. But of course, there's been an absolute maybe 6 or 7 fixtures to review since the last time we met. So what does your club do after they've absolutely smashed Barcelona in the Champions League 6-0? They go away from home and draw 1-1 against Norwich, and it was very nearly our first defeat in the Premier League. Sean Longstaff had put Norwich ahead 74 minutes in, only for Sebastian Jaros to equalise 81 minutes in, and thankfully rescue a point for us and maintain our unbeaten run. Next up was a home tie against Southampton in the Premier League. David Ibrahim got himself 2 goals to give us a 2-0 win. We then went away from home against one of the strongest sides in the league, Manchester City, and we managed to win 2-1. Sebastian Jaros put us in front with David Ibrahim doubling our lead on the 73rd minute. Eric Dyer was actually playing in an attacker midfield role by this point and managed to get himself a goal in the 79th minute to get Man City back in it, but it wasn't enough and we come away with the 3 points. We concluded our Champions League group stage campaign with a 3-0 away win against Anderlecht, a fully rotated side for this one. An own goal put us in front shortly after half time. Juan Insfran and Ryan Gravenberch with the 3 goals. Next up was a home tie at home against Preston in the Premier League. We won this one 5-1 with again another rotated side. Aguiar in the centre of midfield getting himself an opening goal in the 7th minute. Bentieb from defensive midfield got himself a hat-trick, which is absolutely fantastic. And Veerman with the goal in the 66th minute. We then played Cardiff in the League Cup quarter-final and managed to win this one 1-0 away from home. Diogo Aquino with the goal for us. And finally was a home tie against Burnley, which we managed to win 1-0. David Ibrahim getting the goal in the 19th minute for this one. It was a really poor game, this one. We very nearly slipped up. But that sees the Premier League table looking like this. We're only 1 point ahead of second placed Manchester United, but we do have a game in hand. So realistically, we could be 4 points clear if we're to win that. Swansea is still sticking in there in third. Watford are in fourth. The likes of Liverpool, Man City and Chelsea are all having very poor seasons alongside Arsenal, really. West Ham rounding out the top 6 with Spurs. And the Champions League first knockout round has been draw. I didn't get it recorded. We have drew FC Porto in the first knockout round. We are away from home, of course, in that first leg, with the return leg being the home fixture. And in the other competitions, FA Cup wise, we've got Arsenal in the third round, and we've got Manchester United again in the semi-finals of the League Cup, as we did last season. And all of that brings us to today's game at home against Watford. They are having a very good season, sitting in 4th at the minute, so they're not to be underestimated. Let's see how we're lining up. So we are going to go with pretty much a full strength side for this one. The only player missing is Marcelo Saya, who is injured for about 4 weeks still to go. Antonio Carlos in goal, Valentin Gonçalves, Julic and Corret in the defence, Bentieb and Aquino in the centre, Sebastian Jaros and Paulinho on the wings with Gravenberch in behind David Ibrahim. So Watford come at us with the 5 at the back formation. We talked about this last time when we played it. I can't even remember who was playing this. It might have been Red Bull Leipzig. And I think we did struggle a little bit in terms of breaking them down. So it might be a little bit of a problem today. But hopefully our boys have got the quality to get through it. So we kick off shooting from right to left in this first half. Watford are having a great season by their standards. But hopefully our quality and just our individual players will be able to see us through in today's game. Highlight now, 25 minutes in, it's us in an advanced position. Bentieb has just waltzed into the box there completely unchallenged, and he probably should be doing a little bit better with that effort. But Watford go close as well with a free kick hitting the bar. Another highlight now, Corret on this left hand side switches the play to Valentin, who drives in the box, goes for goal with his weaker foot and can't get it on target. Another free kick for Watford. It's played short this time to Davies. Can we please pinch this ball because they've got a lot of space on this right hand side. Vishalko plays the ball in. Antonio Carlos claims that cannot be a highlight. Surely not. The highlight continues with Paulinho going down the left hand side. Manages to win the ball back from Vishalko, who had pinched in ahead of him. Gravenberch picks it up, gets dispossessed by Doucouré, and he sets away João Pedro over the top. They're in behind now. They go for goal. His 7th goal of the season puts Watford 1-0 up. An absolutely fantastic through ball by Will Hughes. But really disappointing by Gravenberch here to lose the ball. It's a long ball over the top. We're not even playing a high line anymore. We've dropped a little bit further deeper. But it hasn't really paid dividends for us here as Watford go 1-0 up 34 minutes in. And there we are, half time. We go in 1-0 down against this Watford side. Neither side really taking control of this game. Probably shouldn't be 1-0 down though. They've only had one shot on target. But kick off for the second half and hope our boys can rapidly improve. We are going to go attacking straight away in the second half to hopefully get an early equaliser and push on to get in front ideally. 60 minutes in now, not a lot happening in terms of the game. We are going to make some changes. We get David Ibrahim off for Darius Courtney in the striker role. He's not having the greatest game. Highlight now, finally 67 minutes in. Hopefully it's us on the attack with Corret on the left hand side. Finds Aquino, who finds Valentin on the right hand side. Can he whip a ball in? He does. It's cleared only as far as Aquino will build again. Corret on this left hand side. He's got great crosses. Plays it in. Nobody's there to meet the header. It was a fantastic cross as well. Yaros plays it back in. It's cleared once again. Watford's defence is really holding out with their three centre backs. Corret to Courtney. What a save. Oh my God. Please just put that in the back of the net. You've got to, Courtney. But fair enough to the keeper. It was a pretty much unbelievable save. 20 minutes to go. We've got to start pushing out and trying to get a goal. Valentin. Great save by Dahlberg once again. I've got a feeling it's going to be one of their games and we may suffer our first defeat this season. Bentiab with a corner. It's not even a highlight, is it? With 15 minutes to go, we'll look to make some more changes. Nobody's really having a great game. Diogo Aquino's not having one, so we're bringing on Aguirre in his place in the centre of midfield. And we'll get Paulinho off for Insfran on that left-hand side for a fresh set of legs. That's pretty much all we've got in terms of what we're going to do. We'll look to push up and please get stuck in. Come on. Gravenberch with a free kick, goes for goal, and he hits the post. Or is it another? It's another save by Dahlberg. He's having an absolutely unbelievable game in goal for Watford. We could potentially be 3-1 up here, but we are still 1-0 down. I'll take a point. FM gods, I'll take a point. And there we have it, only half a minute to go in this game, and it looks like we're going to suffer our first defeat of the season. But Juan Insfran comes on, gets his fourth goal of the season, and saves the day. I'm not happy. I'm not happy by any means. I'm just reasonably pleased that we're avoiding defeat. I thought this game was done. Insfran cutting inside, pinching the ball from Vasalko and getting us back level. And there we have it. That's full time. Brighton 1, Watford 1. A very, very disappointing result. But when you get the 94th minute and you're 1-0 down, I think you will take the draw. And I've just completely messed up my team talk. So now we're 2 points clear at the top of the Premier League. We've got Aston Villa to go, who currently sit bottom of the Premier League. So let's get to that match. We're back for the Aston Villa game and we're playing a fully rotated side. Jack Butland will start in goal. Tavares, Wood, Badiashile and Carlos Julio in the defence. Jordan Henderson in the defensive midfield role with Aguiar in the centre. Veerman on the right hand side, Insfran on the left and Bert Jacobs in behind Darius Courtney. It's a little bit of a risk to do this away from home in a league game, but I was not happy with any of the performances from any of our boys when they were playing against Watford, so I'm more than happy to do this. We'll see how the boys get on. Let's get a kick-off. So we're kicking off, shooting from left to right in this first half. We'll see how we get on away from home. It is a little bit of a risk to play so many second string players at the same time rather than maybe doing half of a rotation whilst keeping half of our regular first teamers in. But we have the heavyweights on the bench should they be needed, the likes of Yaros, Ibrahim and Aquino. We'll see how things go though. It's an early corner for Aston Villa, 7 minutes in. Bones on the edge of the box, plays it back to Duffy, which is a little bit strange. I thought they had us a little bit there. Maybe trying to get us to push out a little bit before they'll go for the ball over the top. Iturbe takes a strike from the edge and he gets the goal. I might not be justified in my team selection here, but that was a very, very nice goal by Juan Iturbe. I'm not watching it again though, so let's move on. Another corner for Villa. Butland claims it this time, thank God for that. The highlight continues though with Insfran on the left hand side, feeds it to Carlos Julio, switches the play to Veerman nicely, gets ahead of the defender, and Tion Veerman gets his fourth goal of the season. That is a well worked goal. He had a lot of work to do there. Completely beats the defender in the air, then rides the challenge and manages to get the finish off all at the same time. Decent cross by Carlos Julio. Veerman wins the header, gets past the defender and gets the goal. 1-1. 20 minutes in now, there's another highlight. It's a free kick from us deep. We decide to play it short for whatever reason. We've got a lot of men up there, so hopefully we don't lose the ball and suffer from the counter-attack. Veerman on the right-hand side gets the ball in. Dries Courtney's there at the front post. He gets his 7th goal of the season. Veerman is having a great game so far. Goal and assist to his name already. 20 minutes in. and we needed that. I was a little bit fearful when we went 1-0 down, so going 2-1 up before half time is absolutely fantastic. Great cross by Veerman. Darius Courtney beats his man and beats the keeper. Nathan Wood has picked up an injury. We will no point risking him. We'll get him off for Mark Julich straight away, and it strengthened our defensive line at the same time. Another corner for Villa. They've caused us issues from set pieces already this game, but thankfully we managed to pinch the ball with Bert Jacobs, and we can drive forward down this left-hand side. There's got so much space, Jacobs. Oh, well, it's going to be a red card at the very least. I was hoping it was going to be an opportunity for us, but it looks like it's just going to be a free kick, and the second yellow for Dixon, and he is off the pitch. And there we are, half-time. Aston Villa 1 and Brighton 2. They are down to 10 men. We are doing okay with our second string. Let's see how the second half goes. I'm hoping for a few more goals, but as long as we get the win, I'm not really that bothered. 20 minutes to go. Not a lot happened in the second half so far. There is a highlight here, though, with Aston Villa right deep in possession. They go for the ball over the top. That is absolutely not working this time. We've dropped our defensive line a little bit further back just to be a bit safer as we come forward with the ball with Insfran on the left-hand side. Back to Julio. He finds Henderson overlapping in the centre of midfield. Got a lot of space on this right-hand side to exploit for Tavares. Doesn't bomb forward as quickly as I would have liked, but he managed to get the cross in and the ball bobbles its way to Julio on the left-hand side. We're a little bit static at the minute. Henderson goes for goal, hits the bar. Weren't really pressing all that high or doing anything very quickly there. I would hope for a little bit better from the boys here as Veerman takes a corner. It's went in the back of the net. I don't know how, I don't know why, but Darius Courtney has got his 8th goal of the season and his 2nd goal for today's game. Another assist for Veerman off the corner. He ends up heading it, hitting Piatek. Piatek knocks it in, but he's been accredited with the goal, so we will take it all day. Now, with 10 minutes to go, we'll look to make a couple of final changes. We'll get Bert Jacobs off for Ryan Gravenberch, and we'll get Carlos Julio off for Raul Corteret. 1 minute to go, Veerman takes a corner. This is likely to be the final highlight of the game as Julich goes for goal, and it goes slightly over the bar. And there we have it, full time. Aston Villa 1, Brighton 3. Nice 3 points. We had a little bit of a scare, but the second string has definitely proved they have got the chops to compete in the league. And that win actually sees us go 5 points clear at the top. Manchester United must have just been defeated by Preston, of all teams. We'll take it all day long. So going into the January transfer period, we are 5 points clear at the top. Now, in terms of January, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do it more similarly to how I would do the summer transfer window. So I'll just play through the entirety of January up to the Wolves game. We'll live com that and we'll see what sort of business we've managed to do during that period. Now, in terms of what I actually want to do, there's not a lot in terms of the first team. It'll probably be a lot of youngsters coming in and stuff like that. Maybe the right deal might pop up. Maybe somebody actually comes in for Ibrahim, Aquino, Yaros or Gravenberch. I wouldn't think so, not in the January transfer period anyway, but we'll see how things go. But anyway, if you have enjoyed today's video, please consider leaving a like, and if you are enjoying my content, get yourself subscribed. But until next time, take it easy.